And so on your list, it's Bai He, B-A-I-C-A-I-H-E, Bai He. And that one is Lilium tigrinum, tiger. It's also called lancifolium because the leaves are lance-shaped. This one is Lilium sargentea. It's not typically used for Bai He, but it does have the properties of it too. Another Chinese species. And these are perennials. They, you know, some people make the mistake of putting lilies into too much shade, and then a lot of times their bulbs will rot in the winter here. So grow them in full sun. Grow them in full sun. They do go dormant in the wintertime. So this top part, they're herbaceous. That's what that means. This top part is going to die back, and you're not going to see anything basically of the plant until the springtime, and then it's going to start growing again. And this one and that one happen to be two species of lilies. There aren't a hell of a lot of them that do this, but they can be propagated through bulbules that are growing where the leaf attaches to the stem. They're like these little round things that can be picked off.
Way to go, Andy Warhol.
And then planted, and you get new plants out.
We're gonna get somebody taking a picture of you, taking a picture of me, taking a picture of
usually at the end of the summer and the fall. There's probably a black one still on. Yep, there is a black one or two on that one you can still see.
Big one.
When you get a chance, you can take a look at that.
Look at that bulb.
Yep. You plant them a little bit below the surface of the soil, and then they'll grow.
Oh, the seed.
They're not seeds. They're actually like little bulbs. And the seeds are actually from here. This is where the seed forms. Now you can propagate them from seed too, but it takes longer. They're going to start out smaller from seed. So it's easier if you grow them from bulbules. Other species of lilies, most of them don't have these bulbules on the stem, so you have to grow them from either seed or you can dig up the bulbs. One of the things that happens with a lot of bulb type plants like lilies, they grow like onions. Anybody growing onions before?
Yes.
You can divide the bulbs. They'll form little offsets, and they'll form little baby bulbs. And so you can dig them up, and then you take some of them and you can use them or plant them somewhere else, and then you can plant the ones you had originally back there or move them somewhere else. So that's another way you can propagate them. They will start to divide and form new roots underneath. This one can be invasive, and that one too, through those bulbules. So for these species, you've got to be careful. If you don't want too many plants, you've got to watch these bulbules. Because they're going to drop around the garden, and then new plants are going to come up very easily by themselves. This is a really, I love this herb because it deals with a lot of emotional stuff that people in our culture seem to be having more and more problems with. It's an herb that's a tonify yin herb. And it tonifies, first of all, it tonifies the yin of the lungs. So it can be used for dry coughs and coughs where there's heat present. Maybe you'll have some yellowish or green phlegm. And the phlegm can be more productive, but it can also be very scanty and hard to get out, which would indicate more dryness. It's great for dry coughs. And I use this a lot for calming. Its other organ that it's nourishing the yin for is the heart. Now typically it can be used for irritability and restlessness, and even like a low-grade fever after somebody's had an infection. But you can use it for any kind of problem with insomnia.
Insomnia?
Yeah. Trouble getting to sleep, trouble waking up. And it's especially good for waking problems because it tonifies the yin. And yin deficiency is a common factor in people who have problems with insomnia waking up. But I also use this, you know, from a symbolic standpoint, you know, in Western culture, and this is a white flower lily, by the way. The white lily symbolizes what? It symbolizes peace, right? And sort of calmness, which it's kind of interesting that this is used for that purpose. It also symbolizes purity. And I use this too when somebody's been abused and they have sort of closed off their heart. They don't want to become intimate because they're afraid of being hurt or abused again. And I'll use this herb in combination with some other herbs to help with restoring sort of that innocence and trust and purity again. And it's just a great calming herb for anxiety and panic attacks and, as I said, insomnia, which are all common problems in the culture now. More and more people you see with panic attacks and anxiety issues.
So you use the flower, the tipa,
You use the bulbs. Use the bulbs.
So how do you use them?
You just dry them and then you boil it. And you can use it as a food too. You can find it in the Asian markets. The fresh bulbs you can find. They're very. This plant is great because the herb part, the bulb, tastes good too. It's a little bit sweet, so it's used as food. It's really great when you get the fresh bulb and you use it in some vegetable, like with some onions or something that's going to have a different flavor to it.
Robert, that's what's next.
Yeah.
That's what Christine's cooking with.
Okay, good. So you're going to get a chance to taste that then. It's really cool because, you know, it can be used as food and medicine.